Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about the gradient of a straight line. So gradient is a measure of how steep a line is. The bigger the gradient, the steeper the line. What do these mean? So the gradient, so to find out the gradient, you can use the change in y and over the change in x, or rise over run. So how can you use one or another in a exercise situation? So let's have a look at the first example. If you are given this type of question in a test situation, for example, so you need to find the gradient of this line, of the red line here. These are the steps that you need to follow. First of all, you select two perfect points on this line. So what are the perfect points? Perfect points are those points where the line crosses the corners of the grid. So this one here, for example, could be taken as a perfect point, okay, of the line. And another one, I'm going to select this point here. So this is 0, 2, and this one is 1, 5. Now, in a line, you can find more than two perfect points, but you choose the two that are more effective for you. For example, this point here could not be a perfect point because the coordinates of this one here, the coordinates are not very clear. See, this one could be about 1.5 or 6.5. So it will bring complication when you work out the gradient of a line. Okay, so we chose this point here and this point here. After you selected 2 points on the line, then you have to build a right angle triangle. So we begin with this point here, and then we go to the right, okay, and up until, yeah, just like that. So go up until the second line meets the second point. Now, so this horizontal line that comes out from the first point to 1, this one represents the run. And the direction is to the right, so it's positive direction. And this other side of the right angle triangle represents the rise, and it's going up. It represents the rise, it's going up, and then it's plus. So the gradient should be calculated as a rise over a run. So equals a rise over run, rise over run, and then now we are going to count the units or the squares. So rise over 1, so 1, 2, 3. This is how much the rise is over 1. Both of them are positive, so positive over positive, and so the answer is going to be positive. So the gradient of the line is positive. Now, you can build the right angle triangle on this side of the line. So it could go like this. So you start from the second point here, and you can go left and down. But in this case, so the run is going to be negative, and the rise is going to be negative. Can you see the direction of the arrows? Because it goes to the left and down. So left and down, the arrows, the direction of the rise and the run are going to be negative. And so the gradient is going to be -3 over -1 equals 3. And you see, so the gradient is the same, whether you go from the bottom point to the right and up, or from the second point to the left and down. Let's have a look at another example. Okay, so first of all, let's select 2 perfect points. In this case, the perfect points are going to be this point here and this point here. So exactly where the line crosses where the grids, the lines of the grids intersect each other. Okay, let's build the right angle triangle. So it goes right and up. You can use a ruler to make straighter lines, rise and up. This is the rise, is positive, and this is the run, and run again is positive. So gradient is going to be rise over run again, rise over run equals, let's count the units or the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 over 1. Both of them are positive, so the gradient of this line is positive. Gradient is 5. And again, if you want to build the right angle triangle on the other side of the line, then you go left and down. So it's negative, negative, both negatives. You divide both of them, and the answer is going to be positive. Okay, here we have another example. Again, we are going to look for two perfect points. And in this case, I'm going to select this point here and this point here. And now I'm going to build a right angle triangle. I usually start from the point on the left, the far left. So I start from this point here and I go down and right. And now, so I have the arrowheads. See, it shows the direction of the run and the rise. Huh? So down is going to be negative, right? It's going to be positive. And so now I calculate the gradient. And the gradient is going to be rise over run, rise over run. So we have 1, 2, so it's negative 2 over positive 1. So from here to here, 1, just 1 unit, positive 1. So the answer is going to be minus 2. So the gradient of this line is minus 2. Next one. Here's another example. I'm going to look for two perfect points. And this is one. Is exactly where the line crosses through the corners of the grid. And this is another one. Now I'm going to start to build the right angle triangle. I like to start from the left point. So this one here. So we go down and then right. So negative, positive. And the gradient is going to be rise, again, rise over run, rise over run. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4 over 1. 1 unit, positive 1, 1. And the answer is going to be minus 4. So the gradient of this line is a negative gradient, is minus 4. Next one. Again, let's find two perfect points. Now, this line has many perfect points. So this one could be a perfect point. This one could be is a perfect point. This is a perfect point, and this is a perfect point. All these points go through the corners of the grid. So I like to select, for example, this one here and this one here. Now, let's build the right angle triangle. I like to start from the point on the left, and then I go right, arrowhead, up, arrowhead. And now don't forget the signs. Positive, positive. So right and up is positive, and left and down. So right and up, the signs are going to be positive. Left and down, signs are going to be negative, right? And then calculate the gradient, rise over run, rise over run. And so the answer is going to be 1 over 1. Gradient is going to be 1, so positive 1. For this one here, two perfect points again. I have this point here, 0, 4, and this point here. To build the right angle triangle, I like to start from the left point, and then I go right, I stop here, and then from this point here, I go up, right there, and then I stop. And now I put the signs of the direction. So it's positive for the run, positive for the rise. And now let's find the gradient. Gradient is rise over run, rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 over 1 equals 4. So positive 4 over positive 1 over, and the answer is 4. So the change of y, this one represents the rise. So rise, and this is the run. Right. Next one. Two perfect points are going to be this point here and this point there. Could be, these two could be perfect points as well. Now, I selected those two because I have the right angle triangle. See, it's ready here for me. All I need to do is just think of the direction of the rise and the run. So if I start from the left, the point on the left-hand side, then I could go down, down, so it's negative, okay? And then right, positive, down and right. So the gradient is going to be rise over run. So gradient equals rise over run equals, so let's count the units, 1, 2, 3, or the squares, if you want to call them like that. So 3, negative 3 over, and then this is the run, 1, 2, 3, positive 3. And so the answer is going to be -1. Okay, so remember again, first step, find two perfect points on the line. And those perfect points are the one that go through the corners of the grid, exactly where the lines of the grid meet each other. So in this case, I'd like to select, for example, this one here and this one here. One line can have more than two perfect points. So after you select the perfect points, then draw the right angle triangle. I always like to start from my point on the left. So go right and up, okay? The arrowhead shows the direction, so positive if it goes to the right, positive if it goes up. This is the rise, and this is the run, okay? And so the gradient is going to be 1 for the rise, positive 1 over positive 2, and the answer is going to be 1/2. But as I said previously in the first examples, you can start from the second point, but you have to go then left and then down 1. So it's going to be negative, positive, and then it's going to be negative, this one is going down, sorry. So it's going to be -1 over -2. So the answer is going to be again positive. So it's -1 for the rise over -2 for the run. And the answer again is going to be positive, positive 1/2. Because the gradient doesn't change, however you build the right angle triangle. But be careful with the signs of run and rise after you build the right angle triangle. And this is the last one. So two perfect points. So let's have a look at the line. So I see this one here is a perfect point, and this point here, it is a perfect point. Let's build the right angle triangle. I'd like to start from the left point, and then I go to the right, I stop, arrowhead, right, without lifting the hand, go up, arrowhead, just like that, and stop. Now let's place the signs of the directions. So goes to the right is positive, up goes up, positive. So this is the rise, and this is the run again. So both rise and run are positive. And so the gradient, it is equals rise over run, and so the answer is going to be rise is +1 over, and then run is 1, 2, 3, 4, +4. So the answer is going to be 1/4, right? For someone else who wants to build the right angle triangle on the other side, well, you can go like that, okay, and down. Or you can go up and right. So either way, or you can go here, down and to the left. But again, is the arrow, the direction of the arrows that determine the signs of run and rise. So if you start here and go to the left, then this is going to be negative. Go down, this is going to be negative. Again, so it's going to be -1 over -4. So the answer again is going to be positive. So this line has a positive gradient. Thank you very much for watching my steps. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.